quite an interesting conversation. That IEBC is not credible. There's no question. I don't even think we need to treat Kenyans to it anymore. That has always been there. However, beginning from where Eseli Daktari has left,
yes,
the reason why you're allowed to stand or contest in a constituency which other than where you registered, it's a very good reason. Suppose you lived in New Zealand and you're a registered voter and you want to become the MP for Ariada. Is it that you cannot register in the Kenyan embassy in New Zealand? It is just that obvious. The reason is actually is to sanitize the process. That particular section of the law is meant, the closing of the register is meant for them to produce a final voter register as a checklist. You know, we are dealing with semantics. The reason why people vote is not that process. It is the right which is enshrined in Article 83 of the Constitution. And Mariga qualifies. All these semantics we are treating ourselves to are absurd. You know, if you go the legalistic way, you end up with a scenario which took us to the Bangu elections of 2017. And I know there are many people who don't like me, particularly in the ODM, because when Orengo Kiraitu law came to Parliament, it came on a Thursday. They say you would bear me witness, and even Boni was in the Senate, Wamatangi was in the Senate. I said it is a bad law that will lead us to bloodshed. I was actually chastised. I was chided. They said all kinds of things about me. They said, you have been bought by Jubilee, you have done this. I said, read this thing. You are leading Kenya into chaos. The law is untidy. But what we must tell Kenyans, you know, what goes around comes around. The decision Chebukati was reading yesterday was not his decision. This was a court process. And it is Mariga who went to court. He would never have gone to court to say that I have two IDs. He went to court to say my right is being violated. And I had an argument with some other people last week, and I told them what the result was going to be. And that is the way it came out, because there is no way an elaborate law like what is in section 83 of our constitution, it's very elaborate, can be superseded by an act of parliament. It is not right. It may not be, but let me say this. Do you know there are many countries on earth where you go, you produce your ID, and you register, then you vote. This legalistic process, we must get it out of our electoral process. I have said here on this show that the courts have no business in electioneering, except we leave the big ones for the Supreme Court. We should. But this other one, the court system is corrupt, first of all. I can tell you what I've been treated to. You know, when I was rigged out in game, I came with the proof from the polling stations all over Siaya. Our governor candidate won by 79,800 votes. I won by 13,300 votes. We went through the process. We went through this court. You know what happened? And I'm surprised my friend Otiende is on the side of the right side of that law. You know, at the end of the process, they took the certificate which was given to me by court, they tore it and issued another one. In other words, now the candidate was awarded the certificate on the basis that using a section of election regulation in ODM then that said that the party can give direct certificate. So why this process is not neat. It is not need to all Kenyans. I would prefer a situation and a scenario where Mariga goes to Kibra. He tells Kibra what can he do. How good enough is it for the people? Is it for the people of Kibra? Now the electioneering, we are not even in Kibra. Now we are talking in Anniversary Towers. We are electing a leader for Kibra people in Anniversary Towers. I do not think in the 21st century we cannot surmount that challenge. The IEBC is not neat. The process that we use to choose our leaders is corrupt. It is primitive. It is not something that we can fail